Alright, welcome back everybody. Welcome to Jim Bob's Garden. So today you get to see the front of the garden. We show you our backside all the time, but we never show our front side. So, this is some of the plants that Mama's planted. We got everything from bee balm and aloe vera and some succulents here, and then we've got, I'm not even sure what kind of grass this is. I think it's some kind of lily, but it produces little flowers.
The purple little flowers.
Yeah, the little purple ones. And over here we've got some roses and zinnias.
I think this is some type of an iris or something that goes with white. Yeah, the white flowers are real pretty.
And this is a little bit of lavender. That was called, what was it? Fern leaf.
Fern leaf
lavender, yeah. We got a couple different types.
Mexican heather in those pots. I haven't planted them yet.
Yeah, we got to plant those.
Salvias, roses.
And then our loquat tree, which we just planted last year. And
doing really good.
It's doing real good.
It's awesome.
So, but over here is what I want to show you.
And my roses. Some of my roses.
So if you get marigolds, and then you let the marigolds, basically the seed heads just fall where they will, you'll get a whole bunch of marigolds coming back. All right, there's more zinnias, but these are all marigolds, all of them. All right, so all of these marigolds will volunteer just from the seed heads that have dropped and fallen into the garden here. So all of these will come up, get real big, and make more seed heads. And I mean, once you get marigolds growing, it's hard to get rid of them. Yeah, there's a bunch of them way up under there. All right, so let's go back to the back and let me show you what I do with them. So what I've got here is a pot full of marigolds that I pulled from out front. And you can see I pulled them out and tried to keep as many of the roots as I possibly can. Basically what I want to do is I've got bare dirt here, and what ends up happening with this dirt, if I don't do something about it, it grows up into weeds. And one of the things I'm also trying to do, not just to cover my bare dirt, which is a good idea, you want to cover dirt. Any naked dirt is bad dirt. All right, because all the life in there will start to die out. And even this soil here, which is at the edge of my little patio, it's not good for it to sit empty. But also, what will happen is you get a lot of ants in here, which, you know, not really something I want. So I want to cover it up, but I also want to do something that's good for the garden. So one of the best things for the garden is marigolds. Bugs don't care for the smell of marigolds. So hopefully what I'll do by planting these here, I will keep down a lot of the bad bugs and then attract pollinators to the flowers from time to time. So all I'm going to do is just dig the dirt up a little bit. And this isn't great dirt, but marigolds aren't particular. They'll grow just about anywhere. It's one of the easiest flowers in the world to grow. Now you notice behind me all this is actually arugula, and it bolted on me, but the flowers are good. The pollinators seem to like them, and it gives me a little bit of shade in the afternoon time from the lettuce that's behind it. And then I'm just going to stick about one marigold every 6 inches or so. 6 inches to a foot, somewhere in that neighborhood. I mean, they'll grow and produce flowers, and then hopefully help to protect the garden that I have behind here. And then I'm going to do that in several of the areas around my actual garden. One, like I said, to fill the dirt, and two, to get that extra protection the marigolds bring to your garden. One of the most versatile, easy growing, and best plants to have near your garden. I put them all over the place. And it's not only good for your garden, but it's pretty too. You know, a little bit of flower action makes every garden look a little nicer, even if it is a vegetable garden. Mom was always after me to try and plant some more flowers, so we're trying. Alright, so I've got a couple other areas here around the outside that I'm going to plant. Then we'll head over to the butterfly garden. Alright, so this is our butterfly garden, which is kind of cool. Planted a lot of different stuff, like right there, that is actually the pollinator mix, and it's got some milkweed in it. But you'll notice that around the outside edges here, I have milkweed. There's some milkweed there, more milkweed, several different varieties of milkweed all around the outside edges. And then behind it is the fennel, and then some Mexican sunflower over there, and that is, oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it, but it's another butterfly and hummingbird attractor. All right. Our little fountain, our little, that's actually a solar fountain in there, but it stopped working, so gotta get a new one. And then back over there, some bee balm, and our loquat tree, and then this right here, this big one here, is actually our plum tree. So that's our butterfly garden. But what we're gonna do is, in between each of these milkweeds, I'm going to put some more marigolds, because once again, what happens with marigolds is they help to protect the plants, and so they will help chase off aphids. Aphids don't like milkweed for some reason, which is fine by me. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around and plant some of the marigolds in between the we're going to plant some of the marigolds in between the milkweed to help prevent aphids from infesting the milkweed, because that's a real problem with milkweed. Alright, so once again, these are all from out front, and they were just milkweed that volunteered, came back on its own. Now do keep in mind though, when you plant these, the marigolds tend to get pretty good sized, so you don't need to plant them just everywhere, you know, I figure in this area here, this one will do good. And I'm probably going to plant another one back over here. And like I said, marigolds is one of the easiest things in the world to grow. It's fairly drought tolerant. It does need some water, but they're a very hardy flower. I mean, almost to the point that they're kind of hard to kill. So I'm going to go ahead and plant the rest of this, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Alright, so you can kind of see I've just kind of interspersed them. A little here, a little there. One right there. Some more right there. All along in here. We're going to plant some flowers right here in front of the fountain, or the bird bath. So didn't want to put too many marigolds there. I got them all over the place, and now the only thing left to do is water them all in. At first, we're going to plant a few more plants. I even got a few of them over here, intermingled with some of the well, that's milkweed there, but I've got the pollinators in between. Alright, so if you've got milkweed, one of the problems with milkweed is aphids. And if you want to keep aphids down, at least to a minimum, one of the best things for aphids is marigolds. And if you've got marigolds, you probably got a bunch of marigolds, all right? Because once the seeds fall down, the heads fall off, they just sprout up all over the place. They're kind of like a weed that way. Or go buy some if you don't have any. And then the next year you'll have a bunch of volunteers. But it's a great thing to put in your garden, various different places. It helps deter bad pests. It helps to deter aphids. And it's a pretty flower that is very hardy and will last a long time for you. And it comes back. I mean, we bought marigolds once, I think. All right, and we've had marigolds now every year since we started this whole project. So they're a great thing to have around. Highly recommend them. Get some in your garden and plant them near your milkweed. All right, so thanks once again for stopping by. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, and let me know what you think. And grow something.